Welcome back to the channel, guys. So in today's video we are going to feature Lanturn, and if you watched our video featuring Payback Machamp, you must already know that I use Lanturn with Machamp and Galarian Stunfisk. So I reused that team with my Shadow Machamp, and I think the team did fairly well despite of us losing a lot of leads. So, Lantern, in my opinion, is a very strong Pokemon, as I've already said before. And I climbed all the way up to 2450, but then slipped pretty bad. I lost couple of matches with wherein I was in good lead, but after that it was landslide. I didn't manage to get even a single good lead. I think in two sets, and then I got tilted and lost a lot of ratings. So yeah, not an optimal situation to win, but that forced me to change my team, and then that's when I thought of Lantern. So yeah, I think when we'll get to the battles, you'll see again I lost a lot of leads, but because of Lantern I was able to come back. So before we start with the team composition and everything, if you are new to the channel and if you like our content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. The channel has got really good response in January, so keep on the momentum, and yeah, let's get to the target of 500 soon. So if you want to join the Battleset Discord server, the link to that is in the description down below. So moving on to the team composition, we are using two teams today because I really am very hesitant to use Galarian Stunfisk or Azumarill. So I tried Lanturn and Shadow Machamp with Umbreon, and I think Umbreon, even though it's a bulky Pokemon, with the current meta in place, I really don't think Umbreon would be very useful. But still, I played one set with it, and to be honest, Umbreon did very well. But still, I think to have that additional or to have a better flyer matchup, you would need Galarian Stunfisk. But if you are very hesitant to use Galarian Stunfisk, I think Umbreon is a decent replacement for that. And PvP rating, I think it's not good, but definitely the team is pretty bulky. And yeah, I think especially with there are a lot of fire types and flyers as well as water types, and Galarian Stunfisk, I think Lanturn provides a decent coverage to all of those because it has a wide variety of movesets, and you can run it with either Spark or Water Gun depending upon your team coverage. But I'm running it with Spark just to get to the charge moves very quickly, because Spark charges the energy way faster than Water Gun. So moving on to the next team composition, we have just replaced Umbreon with Galarian Stunfisk, and in my opinion, this team even though loses out on bulk, but it gains some safety points in the terms. It gains some safety points, which I think is pretty good, because if the opponent has a Skarmory in the back or an Azumarill in the back, then the Umbreon will really struggle against those two. Whereas if they have a Alolan Marowak in the back, then or Drifblim for that matter, I think Umbreon is definitely better. But that depends on. That's why I said based on the current meta, I think both of these are a very decent Pokemon to have in the back. So yeah, I think that's it for the team composition. So the first four battles will be featuring Galarian Stunfisk, and last five for Umbreon. So yeah, let's move on to the battles to see how the battle goes. So we have picked up I think Galvantula is a very neutral lead. I think either you will get a knockout on Galvantula, or you will be able to pressure both the shields of the opponent. So I do not charge all the way up to Rock Slide, because Galvantula is most likely to shield, which a lot of opponent do. So I'm trying to catch a CMP there, and the opponent double shields, which is fine with me because I can come in with Galarian Stunfisk to absorb any damage coming in from this Galvantula. And I think this is the matchup where I think Galarian Stunfisk picks an advantage over Umbreon, because if the Galvantula opts to farm you down, then you will be really in a pickle, because you definitely cannot come in with Umbreon, as it will be taking super effective damage from those lunges. And I farm a lot of energy and swap to Lanturn, and the opponent has a Whimsicott in the response, so I really need to chip away at this Whimsicott, and that's the advantage of running Spark over Water Gun, that you will be able to spam those Thunderbolts. And since Lanturn is pretty bulky, these charms will take some time to take us down, and this Whimsicott opts to farm us down. But especially since we have a shield intact, we definitely would want to completely farm down this Whimsicott, because that Machamp will just come in and try to knock us over. So Earthquake will, I don't think this will KO the Machamp, but I think couple of mod shots and Machamp goes down. So yeah, that was very close, and yeah, I think despite of losing the leads, Machamp really did really well. So in an Alolan Marowak lead, so here if you manage to land the Rock Slide, you will be able to flip that match. So I go for the Rock Slide directly. Generally I try to bait, but this time around it was good that I did not, because the opponent did not shield. So I come in with Stunfisk to absorb any damage coming in from this this Alolan Marowak. So that's really good, because that gave us the opportunity to farm a lot of energy, and we don't need to shield anything coming in from Obstagoon, because now I can come in with Machamp and completely farm down this this Obstagoon. And since I think Alolan Marowak is out, or no, I think they still have 2 Pokemons left. So Alolan Marowak was at very low health, so we just counted down to gain some extra energy, and in comes Skarmory, and that's really perfect because we do have a very good answer to the Skarmory. And since we are running Thunderbolt, since we are running Spark, this is even better, because we will be able to completely absorb any damage and do super effective damage with those Thunderbolts. So at this point I think the opponent should have left the game, because yeah, if we had 2 shields and I really don't want to risk it getting a bit of lag there, so that got me worried. But yeah, I think it ends well. So I farmed some extra energy. I don't think you can charge up to 2 Thunderbolts, so this Thunderbolt will grab the last shield, and I think the opponent, yeah, eventually good. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, another Galvantula lead, and I think I've started to see a lot of Galvantulas in the 2300 range. So yeah, I think my Bastiodon and Double Fighter line would have worked really well here. But yeah, I think Shadow Machamp lead is very decent, because I am very comfortable leading Shadow Machamp, as I've been doing that for a long time now since I've made the Shadow Machamp. So this opponent also opts to do the same thing, that double shield and completely farm down the Machamp. So but herein they swap to Umbreon, so that this gives me an opportunity to swap into my Lanturn, because the Stunfisk was very debuffed, so there was no point in wasting our energy. And as I said, Lanturn is a bulky Pokemon, so we will be able to take on a few hits while we will be doing some hard hitting damage with those Hydro Pumps. And I don't think unless we invest another shield, we will be able to get to another charge move. So at this point, I let go of my Lanturn, thinking that whatever they have in the back we will be able to handle with one shield, because foul plays are not doing a lot of damage to Stunfisk. So I charge some extra energy and go for an Earthquake. So this Earthquake will knock out the Umbreon, but they had they had energy stored at that Galvantula, so I was not counting properly maybe, but yeah, they had an Azumarill in the back, so it didn't even matter. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, and in a Politoed lead, so this lead favors Machamp because mud shots are not doing a lot of damage and counters are. So even though the Politoed will be able to get to the charge move first, but if you shield the first move, I think you will be able to knock out the Politoed. So even if here fortunately we will be able to survive this Feather Ball. I think Machamp can tank one, and as I said, since we are not taking a lot of damage from those mud shots, we are able to get to another cross chop. So we have managed to take out both the shields of the opponent, and since counters are doing a lot of damage, they throw the energy. So I come in with Lanturn in the intent to farm down this Politoed, but unfortunately they get to a charge move and able to land the Earthquake, but we survived the Earthquake, so that's really good as it was non-stab. So in comes Alolan Ninetales and they swap to one Stunfisk, and since they are out of shields, I think it's looking good for us, but that one Stunfisk will be able to throw a lot of mud bombs. So I definitely need to farm some extra energy, because weather balls coming in from Ninetales will not do that much damage as compared to mud bombs. So we are able to completely farm down that Stunfisk after investing a shield. So since this is a powder snow variation of Ninetales, it will be able to spam those weather balls pretty fast, but we are able to throw this rock slide too. I think this will KO. Yeah, this definitely knocks out the Alolan Ninetales. So yeah, moving on to the next team composition with Umbreon. So here again picking up a very negative lead. So I think Niantic was not really good to me, because I kept on losing leads even now. So yeah, but they come in with Toxic Rock and did not shield the Thunderbolt. So that's really good because now I can shield this mud bomb and completely farm down this toxic rock, and I think they tried to overfarm there, or not sure. And especially since now we have been able to flip that matchup, I can come in with Umbreon and absorb any damage coming in from this Jirachi. So yeah, looking really good for us, and we are able to grab the shield of the opponent. But this Jirachi is loaded on energy, so I come in with Umbreon and they have an Azu in the back. So since I delayed my switch, the Azu got some energy, so I was waiting for them to drop their energy onto Umbreon before swapping out, because Machamp really cannot take hits. So finally they let go of the energy, and I think they forced a CMP there as well. Yeah, definitely they forced a CMP, which is not a very good situation to be in, because you that Jirachi is loaded on energy, so I have to take that into consideration. So this is another Ice Beam, and Machamp can tank one Ice Beam. So we have knocked down the Azumarill pretty low, and but then unfortunately they shield the Rock Slide, and they come in with Jirachi and just deletes us. So even though we have a shield intact, I think this Jirachi has two Dooms Desires, so I did not shield the first one, and since we were not able to get a Snarl in between, it's not really looking good for us, and this forces a shield out of us. And that Azumarill, I think it's just an Ice Beam, but it does not KO. So this allows us to get to a last resort, but as you saw that they were able to get a bubble in between, and we get knocked out immediately. So yeah, that was very close one despite of losing the lead. So moving on to the next one, we are in a Skarm lead, and I prefer to be in this lead because Machamp will be able to pressure shields at the Skarmory's end. So I again wait for Skarmory to go for five wing attacks, and then throw the energy in order to force out a CMP, but the opponent did not throw. So that's where Lanturn comes into picture, because Lanturn, as you see, it does not takes a lot of damage. So it forces them to swap out a Wigglytuff. And again, here if we were running Galarian Stunfisk, I think we would have been in a much better situation, because Umbreon really don't want to see that Wigglytuff, and barely we were not able to get to that Thunderbolt. So maybe if we shielded that Sky Attack, we would have been in a better position, but I really could not imagine them having a Wigglytuff in the back. So yeah, really not looking good for us, and yeah, we go down, and there was an obstacle in the back, so we could not do anything. So yeah, good game. In a Machamp mirror match, so since we are Shadow, I think this forces the opponent to swap, and they swap into Defense Deoxys, which is really good. So again, I'm really jiggling around between Umbreon and Stunfisk. I think both of them has a decent play with this team composition, and yeah, so Deoxys will not be doing any damage to us, and I think a lot of Deoxys have started running Psycho Boost around, and I saw a lot of Deoxys running that move. So going for a foul play, I think this will KO the Deoxys. So opponent wants to keep their Deoxys alive, but since we overfound, we are throwing that foul play. So we grab both shields of the opponent. So this is really fine with me, because now I can come in with Lanturn and look to completely farm down this Deoxys, and the fast move are really not doing anything, but they have eventually added up. I think this Rock Slide will bring us to yellow. So but the flip side is that we are able to completely farm down this Lanturn. I think that was Toxic Rock. So let us see. Or there in comes Machamp, so they have a Skarm. So the match is not over yet, because wing attacks will really chip us down, and the Skarmory is at full health. Unfortunately, we are not able to throw the cross chop, but since we are resisting those wing attacks, I think we will be able to get to this Thunderbolt before the Skarmory gets to a charge move. But regardless, we had one shield intact. So yeah, Lanturn putting in a lot of work in that match. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next match, and we are in a Bastiodon lead, so finally picking up a good lead, and they come in with Azumarill, which is really perfect, because now we can align our Lanturn up against this Azumarill, and that this is the matchup which I want to see when I'm running Lanturn, that running up against Azu, because even though a lot of Azumarills are running Play Rough now, but since we are running Spark, it will be a basically landslide victory for a Lanturn here. So they go for Ice Beam, which barely puts a dent in us, and in comes Serperior. So Serperior is a very bulky Pokemon. So now, even though they will look to completely farm us down, but since we farmed a lot of energy off that Azumarill, we will be able to spam those Thunderbolts. So even though we go down, we are able to put the Serperior in yellow, and Umbreon can absorb any damage, expecting a Leaf Tornado here. So they go for a Leaf Tornado. This debuffs our attack, and I also made a Superior video, and yep, Superior is very insane with those debuffs. So I come in with Machamp just to get ahead on energy. So this will force the opponent to shield because they will look to debuff our attack. And we definitely would want to shield the Leaf Tornado, and again we get an attack debuff, which is not really good, but we are able to farm down that Superior and we are loaded on energy. So even though with the 2-stage attack debuff, I think we will be able to get rid of this Bastiodon pretty easily. But even if we did not, we still had our Umbreon in place, and the opponent did not shield, realizing they cannot win. So yeah, Shadow Machamp won us that game. Moving on to the next one in a Tropius Lead. So swapping out immediately to my Umbreon, and yeah, they are staying in or they catch. Not sure what they came in. So they catch a foul play onto the Bastiodon, which is not really looking good for us. And yeah, especially since they were running Air Slash, I don't think our Machamp has any play against this. So I really want to get rid of this this Umbreon at the moment, because I would prefer to come in with Machamp and farm down this this Bastiodon. So I swapped aggressively into my Machamp to farm some to get ahead on energy, and in comes Tropius. So I go for cross chop expecting a shield. So the opponent shields, which is really good. So now I can yeah, I was going to say that I would look to shield, but they go for Aerial Ace, and I think they will be able to beat us to the next charge move, which is not really good. And since Machamp was loaded on energy, I opt to go for I opt to shield and go for a Rock Slide. Probably that was my mistake, because now they can just completely farm us down. And Umbreon, even though it's loaded on energy, it's not going to do a lot of damage because Tropius again is a very bulky Pokemon. So probably should have saved my shield for the Umbreon here. And they farm a lot of energy off us and swap into Galarian Stunfisk. So really not looking good for us. And I think they are running they were running Bastiodon and Galarian Stunfisk, right? So they were pretty weak to Machamp in the back. So yeah, if we had Machamp in the back, that would have been really good. But now this Galarian Stunfisk is loaded on energy, and we will not be able to get to a Hydro Pump, and this Earthquake will bring us pretty low, even though it does not kill, which is like really insane. And I was trying to catch an Earthquake there with the Machamp, but I think yeah, since the switch went through at the same time, I think it got stuck in the queue. So yeah, I think that's it for this video, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you happen to feature Lanturn in any of your games and do well with it or not do well with it, do let me know in the comment section down below. And until next one, thanks for watching. Peace.